Hey everyone, I'm J-Town. I don't know about you guys, but have you heard about these new YouTube guidelines that got pushed out a couple days ago? All about AI content. When I first heard about this, at a glance, it looked like YouTube was going towards a better direction. YouTube looked like they were going to crack down on repetitive, low quality, low effort, no face, AI voice. You know, that AI slop that no one likes. I'm sorry to tell you this, guys, but it's time to say goodbye to your AI girlfriend ads and your Italian brain rot Bombardino Cocodrilos. But lo and behold, after doing my own research and actually seeing what was going to be implemented, TLDR, not much is going to change. Instead of it being like a pretty good overhaul on how things are run, it is really just more of a slight update to an already existing guideline. A lot of the AI tech bros have already come up with new solutions to these new guidelines, which is pretty much just use more AI. I don't like it either, you guys, but it looks like AI slop and AI brain rot is here to stay, which is very disappointing. But doing my own research and learning about these new policies that are being pushed out, it sent me down the whole AI rabbit hole. Learning about the current state of AI here on the YouTube platform, and also the current state of AI artwork. Before, I never really had such strong opinions towards AI, good or bad. I always felt I didn't know enough to speak on the matter, but I was always able to see the potential and how it could be very beneficial. Even though I'm an artist and I can see how it can greatly affect other people like me, deep down I always felt that this kind of advancement in technology was somewhat inevitable. So in my head, why bother fighting against it when the best case scenario is to try our best to integrate it into society properly and humanely? Oh, sweet summer child, how naive I was. I was just a young lad and I didn't know how the world worked. AI has completely blew the lid open on what technology is capable of. Entire industries are at an uproar. People are losing their livelihoods to these machines. Job security is no longer a thing. Corpses are piling up the streets. Okay, it's not that bad, but it's getting there. The way things are, Pandora's box is opened. There is no putting the genie back in the bottle. The shit has been shattered. This whole AI rabbit hole that I've gone through has got me thinking introspectively. I've been taking a good long look in the mirror and coming to terms with what I think about the use of AI. I've done what many people fear to do, which is doing my own research and coming up with my own conclusions. And what I have found out, I'm just gonna flat out and say it, you guys who are fighting tooth and nail, who so desperately want to be lumped into the artist club by using ChatGPT, who proudly call yourselves AI artists, y'all are bitches full of crap and can eat shit and die. I'm not sorry, you had to hear it, it's for your own good. I want to talk about and shut down all the main arguments that people try to use and defend AI artwork, if you could even call it that. We all know what AI content is, but for the sake of argument, let's just have a clear and concise definition so that way we're all on the same page here. A good definition that I found is any form of digital content created by or with the assistance of artificial intelligence. This typically involves algorithms harvesting data from the internet, and with machine learning techniques, it can generate visual images, artwork, video, etc. I feel this is a fairly accurate definition for what AI artwork does, and it can serve the purposes of this video. Okay, we're all good? We're on the same page here? Okay, now let's break this definition apart like it's your 5th grade English class. The sole reason how these AI systems are even able to function is by the malpractice of harvesting data in order to generate what is asked of it. It has shown time and time again they can only replicate, not create anything new. It openly steals the work of actual artists who didn't give their consent to be used by these algorithms, nor were they compensated or notified in any way. Here, to prove what I am talking about, I did the unthinkable. I crossed into the dark side and I became what I swore to destroy. I used ChatGPT to generate an image, sorry artist, I had to do this, in order to see for myself what it's like to use one of these AI image generation apps. Here, the prompt that I wrote down was, I wanted a stylized image of a cool character riding a skateboard, grinding on a rail with sparks coming off. And this is the image that it generated. Oh boy, okay, let's break this apart. First of all, let's acknowledge how one hand looks completely fine with 5 fingers, meanwhile the other one looks like a goddamn chicken's foot with 4 fingers. The angle of the skateboard is completely off. Somehow it has 3 out of the 4 wheels on one side of the railing. And I'm no expert on how sparks work, but I'm pretty sure they're supposed to follow whatever is making them, not right in front. But one argument that AI artists constantly try to say is that, well, you still have to curate it, you still have to add that human input. You really think you're gonna get the result that you wanted right away? So okay, let's try that. Okay, let's digivolve this hunk of shit. Okay, so I changed the prompt for it to say, create a stylized image of a cool cartoon character with a beanie, riding a skateboard, riding on a rail with sparks coming off, panty and stocking art style. I was curious and I wanted to see how good it is at replicating another notable art style. Very similar to how it was the Studio Ghibli, trend that kind of came out a while ago. I wanted to see how good is that, but with a more stylized, more angular art style. Okay, and this is the result. Oh boy, okay. This looks nothing like the panty and stocking art style. You can already see the repetition that I was talking about. The hands are pretty much exactly the same. One hand looks relatively normal and the other one has 4 fingers. The skateboard is still at the wrong angle. This time it's not even on top of the railing, it's on the side of it. And right as the railing connects to the skateboard where the sparks are, you can see it just morphs into the background. The railing just disappears right as it's about to make contact with the skateboard. Okay, but maybe I'm being a bit too harsh. Maybe I'm just not adding enough in the description, okay? So here, I decided to refresh it one more time. This time I just wanted to change the color, so I just added red. I just wanted to see what it could do with just one more little adjective. Okay, here are the results. Bruh, all it did is just add a red overlay. All of the previous issues are still there, and now this time, it can't decide whether its eyes are trying to be sunglasses or not. The repetition at this point is quite literally so apparent, it's basically cannibalizing itself. But okay, I was willing to give it one more shot. This time, I rewrote the prompt to say, create a stylized image of the panty and stocking art style, a cool bad boy cartoon character with a beanie, riding a skateboard, grinding on the rail with sparks coming off. It's from an above cinematic angle, bright red lighting. Okay, pretty descriptive. Hopefully I should get a completely different result than the last 3 that I got. Are you kidding me? This is the best that it can do? This is your champion? This is your king? Okay, it has completely given up on trying to give me something new, and it is quite literally feeding me the same thing. All 3 characters are basically doing the exact same pose. They're grinding on the rail at the exact same angle. The outfit is pretty much the same, a hoodie, jeans, sneakers, and sunglasses, all things that I did not put myself, but the algorithm decided to give it for me. The background has also more or less stayed the same. Messy details such as the hands being different are prevalent on all 3. What this experience has taught me is that AI has still got a long way to go. There are clear limitations on what it can do creatively. When I asked that I wanted the image to be generated from an above high cinematic angle, all it did is just bend the knees slightly more. It really just goes to show that it really does just generalize and homogenizes everything that is put into it. Why do you think that every AI image that goes viral is of that same uncanny, semi-realistic, super saturated, bright, but simultaneously harsh lighting? It's closer to describe it as a Frankenstein's collage of pixels on a screen, rather than it being actually called art. And just to finish things off, this is the art style that I wanted it to replicate. Not even close. Any true, self-respecting artist who loves this medium would have properly taken the time to practice and pay respect to the original. Alright, I'm done. I'm done talking about that one in particular. Now let's talk about some of the brain-dead takes that some people try to justify using AI art and how they think they are just as valid as actual artists. Artists take inspiration from each other all the time. AI is just doing the same thing, so what's the big deal? This is clearly said by someone who clearly does not understand how AI actually works. AI does not take inspiration the way we do. In the example that I just showed, it was quite literally copying itself. It can only recreate what you feed into it. Therefore, it is not taking inspiration and creating something new. It's just barfing out what you already gave it. It is hypocritical for a digital artist to shit on others for using AI as a tool. Brother, you are not using AI as a tool. You are quite literally using it to do 99% of the work. All you did is just write an item description. In order to have a take like this, you possibly have never picked up an Apple Pencil or a tablet or anything of the sort in your life, so you have no frame of reference of how digital art is actually made. These people are completely oblivious to the fact that they are solely reliant on the software to make that product. If art is measured by the amount of effort you put forward, then the effort I put into writing my prompt and curating the results is valid enough. So you added one extra adjective. So you click the refresh button one more time. You completely forgot that you also included in the art style of ... These are the type of Redditors that call themselves prompt engineers. These are the people with a straight face who will try to copyright a prompt that they wrote into ChatGPT, which they probably also used ChatGPT to write that prompt in the first place. You are doing the equivalent of trying to call yourself a chef just because you ordered a pizza and you chose what toppings go on it. This technology is inevitable, so why bother fighting? For the most part, artists are not against the use of AI. If it comes in the form of tools that help speed up production without sacrificing quality, we will use them. What artists are against is the malpractice of harvesting the work of actual artists and others who are trying to pass on 100% AI-generated images as legitimate artwork. Sorry I wasn't born with the blue blood of artist, so why shouldn't I be allowed to make art my way? Artists are just trying to gatekeep people from creating. My god, dude, how delusional do you have to be that you boil down the skill of making art to a gene in your blood? It has always been a skill that just takes time and effort. Just because this technology is easily available to everyone, people just think that they can just slap on the artist tag into their bio. And this last one, oh my, see, this is the one that cracks me up the most. Finally, art is accessible to everyone. Skill is no longer an issue. Oh boy. Art has always been accessible to everyone. They like to pretend that owning a computer or a smartphone to run these programs is more accessible than a notepad and a pencil. And they try to cope so hard, but also trying to bring in people with disabilities. Like this will somehow only benefit them. People with disabilities have had no problem making art until now, so why are you bringing it up? I swear, they would try to use the language of social justice to try to get away with it, and no one is buying it. What this is truly all about is them just trying to skip the learning curve of being shit at the beginning and then with time and effort getting better over time. AI right now is just being used as a joke by people who want to pretend to be something they're not, they and others who are trying to use this as an infinite money glitch by not compensating artists, and who are also trying to use this as an AI slop farm. The reason why AI has no staying power is that no one likes it when they find out that a piece of media that they consumed was AI generated. People have a visceral, disappointed reaction to that. Most recently, that clip of that emotional support kangaroo that went viral. First of all, I can't believe that's an actual sentence I just said. That shitty Disney Plus show, Secret Invasion, the whole internet clowned on them for using AI in the show's intro. And what was that one film that was entirely made of AI? Where the Robots Grow? And it was god-awful. Whenever AI is brought up in a professional setting, it is always seen with such disdain, because we all know the only reason they're doing it is out of laziness and to cut down on costs. The only place that AI even has in modern media is a long-waited shitpost on YouTube Shorts or TikTok. It's always the butt of the joke. It has no substance other for us to point and laugh at or just scratch our heads in confusion of why the fuck someone would make this. With all that being said, I am not 100% against the use of AI, but that is where it stands to only be used as a tool, and that is fine. Encouraged even. Toei Animation, you know the guys that make One Piece? Yeah, they announced interest in wanting to use AI assistance. If it helps them speed up progress, round corners instead of cutting them, and just to overall help speed up production while not sacrificing quality, that is a good thing. If it helps lift the workload, I'm all in for it. That's how it should be used, as a supplementary tool, not as a replacement. That's everything I have to say for now. I didn't get to everything I wanted to say, but I feel like that I covered the most important parts. This video is getting long enough. In doing research for this video, I found a couple of great videos done by wonderful content creators who I feel has some pretty good insight on the matter. I want to shout out Lavender Town and her video on how to protect your art against AI thieves. Kamikaze Shortbus, she is a 3D modeler and she talks about how that industry is affected by AI. And the Art Mentor. He goes into way more depth than I did, so if you want to learn more, go watch his video. And honestly, check them all out, they're all incredible people. If you made it this far into the video, like and subscribe if you also think that AI is a naughty and bad thing. I've been J-Town. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.